And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, once again. What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News. And let's talk about some news that we can use. Let's talk about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Trilogy fight. This is the hand that dealt us this fight. So we might as well talk about the possibilities of this fight. I think this is safe to say. This is what I will say. Okay. To soothe the minds of everybody that are angry and that are very much disappointed greatly. I will say that to you guys. This to you guys. Okay. First off, before I start showing love on the StreamYard, I would say this. This fight should have happened, and we have had a pandemic that pushed a lot of fights back. People have lost a lot of money. People have not been as progressive as they liked. And basically, we are a year behind on everything that's supposed to happen epidemic-wise or academic-wise, right? Because of the epidemic, right? So this is what we have. Let's show some love. Matthew Wren, stop bashing Fury, you muffet. Muppet, American can't accept British heavyweights have it all. Okay, well, I mean, I think fighters all over the world have it all. I think that's the problem. It's not Britain, it's not the fighters, it's the fans like yourself, Matthew. Ryan Watterson, Fury deserves it. He's a lying arse piece. Shoddy Lot Gaming, Shoddy Lot. Can I say that this is the best boxing channel on YouTube? The other two, Blue Blood and Dante's Boxing Nation, are so far up Wilder's ring piece. Ugh. It's hard to tell where they start and Wilder ends. Yeah, well, that's what you deal with fans. You got channels that are fans of fighters. You know, for all we know, shit, they're paid to say that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't put it past them. I don't put it past people to, hey, man, here's a few thousand a month, or here's this or that a month. As long as you big up my fighter, talk about my fighter, narrate my fighter in a way that makes him look supreme and other people don't, right? So that may be the case. I don't know. Aladayo, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. But no, we don't do that over here. We sure don't. We don't do that. Not here. Hell's Bells. Fury to knock himself out by an uppercut. Hell's Bells. Counterpunch to you. You guys know that actually did happen. He didn't knock himself out, but Tyson Fury hit himself with an uppercut. That shit was hilarious. You know what I mean? He was going in, and a guy was ducking down, and he went to uppercut, and he punched himself. That's some funny shit. Look, you can't live that down, okay? You can't live that shit down. Shout out from Nottingham, Luke. What's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Silver Fox #1. 2 joke fighters. Hey, they've been joking a long time, Silver Fox 1. Pissing down rain here in England, and have you seen Coogan Cassius Kurt? I've seen Coogan. I've seen him. What's old boy's name? Tywin talks shit about him all the time. With Coogan's bent legs. Feeding the Bear. Looking forward to the third fight. Think Fury will KO him. Well, if he does, fair play to him. It's still frustrating though, because okay. Feeding the Bear. Let's look at it like this. Let's go run through that scenario. Let's see that scenario out. He beats Wilder. Okay, he beats him similar like he beat him last year. So he beats him, and then what? You know what? The first thing I would think, motherfucker, you could have done this last year. It took all this time you to piss down a lot of people's time. Look, time is money, and time is everything, really. Time makes money, opportunities, life, everything go, happen. Okay. Life is important. Time is like time and life are intertwined. Then you wasted everybody's fucking time. And if you wasted everybody's time since they're intertwined, that means you're wasting both. You're wasting life by wasting time. So he should have done that a long time ago, honestly. He should have done that a long time ago. He should have fought and beat Wilder. But to his defense, he could say, I told you so. You know what I mean? But it still doesn't mean like, hey, you still wasted our time, though, with this shit. And it'll be more aggravating because if he goes in there and does the same thing, Tyson Fury then could say, I told you, McDulsus, I will beat the bum again. He offended my family. I didn't think it was that important. Right? That type of shit. But I'll show you, I'll beat him and I'll do Joshua the same way. And then promote the Joshua fight again. That's the type of shit he would probably try. That's if he don't get hit with one of those big Scud missile ass rights and send his ass off into out of space and shit. Andre Rodriguez. What's up? Counterpunch to you. Lee Frazier. What do we got? He signs with Frank Warren. Yeah. Nick G. Hi, Kurt. A very interesting few months ahead. Yeah, very, very. El Kazi, 1971. Counterpunch from Denmark. Counterpunch to you, brother. Counterpunch to you. What happens if Wilder wins? Paul, if Wilder wins, Wilder can then do whatever the hell Wilder wants to do. Why? Because Wilder is out of contract with Fury. Okay? Unless there's some bullshit. Let's pray to God, people, that there ain't no bullshit in the contract that says, well, if the winner that won before and then the guy that lost, if he wants, he could then re-exercise the rematch. I'm like, you motherfuckers are going to fight 5 times. It's going to be like some Jake LaMotta versus Sugar Ray Robinson shit. That's what we're going to see. But not clearly as it as those guys fought, because those were very much interesting fights. However, they were redos after redos after redos. And then, Jake LaMotta, needless to say, he did win one of them. The Raging Bull. You haven't seen that movie? Check it out. J.A., bro, I'm happy I found you. Big up from London, and Joshua takes all. Counterpunch to you, sir. But back to you, Paul. If Wilder wins, he doesn't owe anybody anything. He used, because see, here's the thing. If Wilder wins, Wilder doesn't have to fight Fury. Wilder can do whatever. Wilder might fucking retire. If he doesn't fight Joshua, he might say, you know what, fuck it. I'm gonna become an action movie star. Why not? Why do I say this? It's because if Wilder loses, nobody will give a shit about Wilder. But if Wilder wins, Wilder can say, hey, you know what? Fuck all you guys. I'm gone. Now, he will get slack, though, of course, if he does duck Joshua again. But, of course, when that time comes, that he will face that type of scrutiny. Now, won't he? I'll tell you guys something. This is what's going to happen. If Deontay Wilder comes back and beats Tyson the Gypsy King Fury, you guys heard it here first on Counterpunch Boxing News, starring yours truly, Kurt DeVille. If Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury, I'm a man of my word. I'm like Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder, the Alabama Sledgehammer. I'm like him. If he beats him, he will be removed from the redemption list. Ooh, now that's big. You don't get off that list easy until you actually do something. And he's accomplished something if he's able to take out Tyson Fury. And don't fuck around and train and show us some stuff that he's learned with Malik Scott. You're like, whoa, what's going on? He's actually practicing something that he was training and learning on. Most impressive. I would be that's what I really want to see. I want to see him, with the things that he's learning. I want to, you remember Rocky 3? Do you guys remember Rocky 3? And Sylvester Stallone was, I'm afraid, and he came in there against Clubber Lang. Clubber Lang beat the shit out of him, right? Then he went to Apollo, and Apollo teached him how to he teached him footwork. He teached him how to move. He teached him from brawling as much. You know what I mean? He teached him the fundamentals of boxing. He showed him another game plan, right? Needless to say, these guys have fought each other, right? So it's kind of convenient for the comparison, but because Apollo fought Rocky. Now, Apollo got beat by Rocky in the second fight. So then, of course, he's now training Rocky, right, to get some get back against Clubber Lang. So now Deontay, he temple punched Malik Scott. Malik Scott fell for the fucking canvas, and then now he's training him. So he's actually beat him. So now he's training him, right? So go figure. That's a good comparison. But anyway, he learns these things that Malik Scott's showing him, because Malik Scott is a good boxer. Believe it. If you've seen Malik Scott, he's a tricky, flashy, difficult southpaw. He doesn't have much power, but he's a good mover. So if he can teach Deontay Wilder some of this good shite, well, hey, here you go, right? And in that head movement and shit, Wilder was, that would be very impressive. I would be impressed. I'm like, damn, but will it happen? Who knows? Shit. Wow. Erupt. Hope Wilder puts him into a coma. Damn. Not a coma. That's next to death. It's probably worse than death, honestly. We're in this, though, since the Billy Joe fight and interview with Mark Tibbs. Yeah, it's promo. Fury is unbeatable. Okay, we will see. Silver Fox 1, big up from the UK. Counterpunch to you. Heavyweight boxing, anything could happen. That's right. Erupt this. Absolutely right. True statement. Great counterpunch. Great counterpunch. Yeah, Zoom Wheels Brian. Wilder is full of shit. We will see. It depends on what the topic is, honestly, for me to agree or disagree. Strangeness. So it's generally accepted, given what we learned, that Fury was training for Wilder this whole time. Yeah, pretty much. He just disguised it and used Anthony Joshua's name, and yeah, we're over 100 now. I can show my ugly mug. That's the rule. That's the rule these days, right? So, boom. Here we go, guys. Listen. I'm glad he brought that up. Strangeness, great counterpunch. Let's talk about that for a minute. Tyson Fury knew that the possibility of fighting Deontay Wilder was there. He always knew. Just like Bob Arum knew. That's like Frank Warren knew. John Fury knew. These guys on one side knew. Here's the only problem. I hear other channels that they bash Eddie Hearn for putting in this much effort. But why do you do that when Eddie Hearn really wasn't that guy that you should blame? Okay. That now I get what they're saying. They're saying this. They're saying that Eddie Hearn shouldn't have put that much time and effort into something that he wasn't sure of. Okay. Now, in theory, that's true. In theory, and I'm going to tell you why. Because Eddie Hearn should have sat back and waited. But then again, Eddie Hearn's the type of person that he's either going to go for the biggest. And I think he looked at it like tunnel vision, right? Like, yo, this is the biggest British fight. Whoever wins, wins. Oh, you motherfuckers are letting me do it myself? Oh, more so then. I'm really going to put my energy into it because none of you guys are there to bother me. The only problem is none of those other guys cared to share the possibilities. They didn't give Eddie Hearn good advice. You know what I'm saying? They didn't advise him well, knowing the info that they had, and they held back and refrained from telling Eddie. Because if they would have told Eddie, then Eddie would have been like, you know what? You know how Eddie is. He would have been like, you know what? Let me put Alexander Usyk on the back burner. But here's the problem. The WBO had already ordered Usyk and Joyce. So if they had the Joyce Usyk fight before then, Joshua wouldn't have had anybody to fight. Then he would be in the same position that he was in June of 2019. Or should I say around this time, April, May, right? Because then it would have been a situation where Usyk's already fighting Joyce to fight for a fight that won't fucking happen. Do you see what I'm saying? It was a difficult situation where Bob and Frank could have told Eddie Hearn, yo, there's a good chance, or there's a better chance that Tyson Fury might have to fight Wilder again. But we're not going to do that because we're promoters, we're greedy, we're ambitious, we're thinking about the money. See, they can put together a Wilder fight because they fucking have to. If anything, they had to. But at the end of the day, they didn't tell Eddie the possibilities. They downplayed it when they should have showed him the importance. Like Eddie, letting you know that Wilder may fight Fury. Fury may have to fight Wilder. So I appreciate all your running around and shit and this and that, but they may have to fight, right? But did he do that? No, he did. They didn't do that. Tyson Fury mentioned it on one. He mentioned it on one. Tyson Fury. Wow. But no, he mentioned Tyson Fury mentioned the possibility of, hey, I may fight Wilder next. When he let that cat out of the bag, then what I said January picked up more steam. Why? Because I told people, I'm like, don't you guys think it's kind of weird that he's going into an arbitration with Tyson Fury? Like, why did the mediation turn into an arbitration? But the whole thing, Bob Arum lied again. Bob Arum has to take some blame too. That's for money and compensation. He told Eddie, and Eddie said what Bob said, and taking what Bob said for cash value, and Bob was lying. Counterpunch. Bob was lying. Now, you could say, if you were a Fury fan, you could say, hey, Bob lied to us all. He was supposed to have been a lawyer. He's supposed to know what the hell he was doing because he was a lawyer. And then he had everyone fooled that this wasn't going to happen. But he knew secretly that there was a chance that Tyson Fury would have to fight Deontay Wilder, but he kept it under his mug. He downplayed it. And I guess he tried to use fucking Eddie Hearn as research to see what Eddie Hearn's capable of doing. But guess what? If anything, this is what we should say. Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren were not just haters. I mean, not just liars, but haters at the same time. Because they hated on the idea of Eddie Hearn. They didn't even get this man encouragement or help or aid or whatever. They didn't do any of that shit. What they did, they sat back. I don't think it's going to happen. We're going to give him a certain time and all that shit. Right? Frank Warren started talking about what the schedule of Rob McCracken had. It had him going on. And I'm like, whoa, yo, what's up with that? What's up with that deal? Right? Luke, seriously? But look. But he did say that. So he did say that. He said that there is a possibility for me to fight Wilder. But here's the thing. He should have let that be known. So he had some type of discernment, or Bob Arum shared that with him. The only thing is, I think people didn't really want to admit that was going to be the fucking reality of it. Just be real. I don't think people really wanted that to be the case. Pete Geary, what's up, brother? Counterpunch to you. Hope, no excuses if Fury wins. The excuses have brought hate into boxing. Absolutely, Pete. Absolutely. It did brew up a lot of hate, and the hate, let me explain to you about hatred. Hatred grows, racism builds hate, which racism sells. Okay? Now, I want you guys to hear me out. Wilder brought race into that fight. He brought race into the fight. You had the other channels, the LDBC. Okay, they always did what they did, right? But they, in fact, jumped on the bandwagon of Wilder when Wilder became a political guy in position when he said, to this day, you guys remember? To this day, that was a political uproar, come up, right? And a lot of people became involved because now it was more than a boxing match. Now it was some political, hey, I'm a guy fighting for my people, right? I'm a guy fighting for my people. Therefore, I'm fighting for everybody that looks like me, right? So that's what Wilder was doing. So they took it and they ran with it. Then he added a twist to it when he said, you know what? I'm going to make Tyson Fury a Black history trivia question, because it was in February, Black History Month, people, right? And because he did that, and he did that for, and he put that as a pride thing for acknowledgement of being Black, he gets beat, then he looks shitty. Then you hear excuses. But that's not all. Okay, this is a major factor that we can't ignore. When George Floyd was choked to death in fucking Minneapolis, Minnesota, okay, when he was choked to death, people were already angry. Okay, people were mad. I was mad. A lot of fucking people were mad because this shit, you seen a cop choke a guy to death on the street corner for a non-violent crime, if he even made a crime at all, right? Now, that hatred was growing because of anger, because of other hatred towards us, people that look like are opposite that most cops are, right? Cops, and they tend to kill us from fucking time to time. So when that happened, Corona was around, so people were sitting around. There was no fights. Nobody was fighting. Wilder was defeated, but he was the hero, right? George Floyd gets choked to death. Then right after that, Glovegate started. You see what I mean? So people are already mad at a young Black man getting choked to death with a knee on his neck. So people are already pissed off. When you throw the idea of Wilder, a guy that is a supporter of his people, us, right? Now he gets beaten, but then yet he gets cheated. Not only did another Black guy was killed, then the champion of the world gets cheated. You see how that is? So people took that and now they're really angry. So they use one thing to make this other thing that may not even be true, which I don't fucking believe, matter. And there you go. The rest is history. George died from drug overdose. George Floyd did not die from a fucking drug overdose. He died because somebody choked him to death. Because if he died from a drug overdose, they would have found that relevant in court. And it's not what you think, is what you can fucking prove. That's court law. Did racism fill the Vegas stadium with Fury fans? Where's the world that's using racism to make HLD? That's a good point. No, it didn't. Racism didn't fill the fans. Support, national support filled the fans. So I think people get nationality, of pride of nationality, confused with race. The two different things. Okay, so people, it's all that people need to understand that one thing begat another thing that made this thing. So people were mad and they really didn't know what they were mad of. They were mad at the idea of Tyson Fury cheating them on top of someone else being wrongfully killed. That's what they were doing. That was the explanation about the shit. Okay. So it is what it is. No, it's not getting political. I'm explaining to you, Ryan, that why the hatred came into the sport of boxing, how it came into the sport of boxing. And it came into the sport of boxing last year when Wilder got beat. When Wilder got beat, there were a lot of other factors that were going on at the same time. That's what that was. So the excuses that were made were making people mad, but they don't really know what they were mad of. They were really mad on something else because they, how do you say, they associated that with what happened to Wilder, but nothing happened at all. See, you can get a group of people pissed off quick. You see what I mean? Like, hey, give you an example. I'm pissed off I got beat. But you guys understand, though, once the cheating allegation started, it was not too far after that. Are you an Anthony Joshua fangirl? No. No, sir. Yeah, the cop was a dumbass. Yeah, that's right. He was a dumbass. But here's the thing. That means all the other ones were dumbasses too. He wasn't there by himself. It wasn't like just one cop was there. Everybody else was there. Okay, I'm black, but it's going nothing with it's got nothing to do with race. Boxing is a sport. Fury was simply the better boxer. I mean, there you go. You know what I mean? I mean, look, that's what it is, and that's what it was. So you guys need to understand. When Wilder got beat, okay, it had to be an explanation for it. So you think Wilder getting beat and people not accepting him being beat by somebody that didn't look like him, you don't think it had anything to do with the anger from other people because they didn't look like that guy? If you guys can understand that. There had to be another reason because let's be real. Because Wilder was black, Fury was white and couldn't punch, the people that were black could not accept it. That's it. That's what I'm saying. So you're saying, well, don't bring race into it. I'm not bringing race into it. What I'm saying is that's why hatred crept into the sport of boxing, because people couldn't accept one guy, regardless of what he looked like, beating the other guy, regardless of what he looked like. Does that make sense to anybody? So if Deontay Wilder gets beat by Tyson Fury, no, you don't supposed to get any excuses. You don't supposed to get any excuses, and we don't supposed to have any. And then see, here's the thing. Tyson Fury beating Deontay Wilder, if that happens, I'm like this. I'm loving to see what would be. I'm just waiting for those groups. I'm just waiting to hear people's opinion because I can't wait to hear it. I can't wait to hear it. Like something will be the reason. But understand, it's always going to be excuses when someone wins. And not just for the fans, for the fighter too. That's it. That's the point that I'm making. But I'm telling you, the origin of shit that happens. No, it's not a political channel at all. I hate politics. I can't stand politics. If I'm at a bar, don't talk to me about politics. Don't talk to me about politics. Don't talk to me about the fucking presidency. Don't talk to me about Republicans and Democrats and all that shit. Do not talk to me about it. Tell me about something that we can all agree on. Right? Feed the bear. Keep up the good work, Kurt. Appreciate it, brother. Counter punch to you. But yeah, no. So if Wilder loses again, Michael Vincent, if he loses again, he lost because he's not the better fighter. Not because he was cheated. Not because he was done wrong. Not because the referee was against him. Not because his trainer was against him. Not because he was fucking drugged. Not because he had egg weights in the... Stop. That's not. But did Wilder deserve his opportunity that he's getting now? Yes. He deserved every bit of it. Why? Because the way the contract was constructed, whoever did it, Shelly Finkel, Al Heyman, whoever made the draft and approved the draft, and it was approved on both sides, decided to fucking sign that contract with the two-way rematch clause on it. That was the thing that made that brilliant. That made it valid because they agreed to it. Nothing more, nothing less. So we can't sit here and, oh man, Wilder. No, Wilder did what Wilder should have done. If he didn't think that he was going to win, he wouldn't have done it. Why do you think he's out fucking pushing up palm trees of big ass logs and shit now? Because he's now facing someone, or he's now having a challenge. I like that. Was he arrogant? Yes. Was he misguided? Yes. Was he undertrained? Yes. He was all of those. Was he around yes men? Yes. But now you see this man. You see him doing that. Why do you think he's doing that? Because he wants to win. He has something to achieve. He wants his fucking belt back. And look, I'm going to tell you guys a story. Before I do that, J.A., Fury is a better fighter, simple. But I hope Wilder punches him up, and then him and Joshua can get it on if he can beat Usyk. Do I want Wilder to win? In a way, I do. I do want Wilder to win in a way. First of all, shout out to you, J.A. Appreciate the love. But not for the reasons people think. You know, I want Wilder to win. But see, the only reason I would want him not to fight Fury right now was because he has unfinished business with people that fear that deserve that opportunity before Fury even came back into the picture. Yes, and I'm talking about Dillian White. Okay, you fought Ortiz, he should have fought Dillian White. That would have made his resume 100 times better. Think about it. You know what I mean? Like if Joshua and Fury would have fought, I think it would have been a little bit more equal. Why? Because Joshua that time had nothing to do, but he got beat. So that gave him a little something to do, right? Besides his mandatories, his mandos, and, you know, and getting the belts back from Mr. Ruiz, right? But if he would have beat Ruiz, Joshua would have just been sitting guys to figure it out, to figure if they were going to fight again and this and that and the other, which that didn't claim to be the case. No, I don't still trust what Bob Arum says. No. Brother, do you believe Gypsy Queen cheated? Cheated how? Not like they think. And the things that if Tyson Fury cheated, like you talking about as far as his gloves and shit like that, as far as his gloves go, no, I don't believe that. But because the points that they try to make about the gloves, the Paffin, they try to pretend Tyson Fury never wore those gloves except for that day. Like Blue Blood Sports TV would tell you, oh, well, he wears Everlast gloves all the other times like he did in the first fight. And then he all of a sudden he switches to Paffins. He never wore Paffins before. Lies. Why? For one, he's wearing them now. So it ain't like he's just started to. And two, he wore them 10 years ago when he sparred Joshua. Yes, when Joshua was young, that's the gloves that he used. Okay? He used those gloves. Go, you guys look up right now. Look up Joshua Fury sparring. Matter of fact, I'll do it for you. Because this shit has to, we got to get this shit away. Because I'm tired of the glove shit. No. If you have any logical mind and a non-biased bone in your body, you'll understand that Fury didn't cheat that man like that. And then in the first fight, okay, a floppy glove. Was Wilder, how did Wilder look in the first fight? Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua sparring. Okay, now, I want you to look at this picture, right? Here is the picture that I want to show you guys. Look, Tyson Fury, as you guys can see, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. Look at those gloves. Paffin fucking gloves, people. You see that? Look, that's Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, right? Boom. Paffin fucking sports gloves. Okay, so let's stop. When was this? This was, when was the original boxing thing? 10 years ago, 2010? And it was surely way before, okay? It was way before 2020. Counterpunch. That's not real. Okay. Okay. Yeah, they thick though. Okay. But they're still Paffin gloves, right? Same brand. The point I'm making, the same brand, Paffin, that's what he used. You know, and then here's the thing. You don't, if you believe a guy, which Deontay Wilder believes he cheated, that's what's important. It ain't what I believe, it's what Deontay Wilder believes. If Deontay Wilder believes that he was cheated, that means he should fire JD's immediately. And I don't know why the LDBC fucking cover or pacify that idea. They overlook that idea like, no, don't talk. That's why they're yes men. I couldn't be an LDBC dude because I'm going to see it. Well, wait a minute. If I have that kind of views and I think like that, I don't trust anybody that's don't look like me to manage me, first of all, and then train me, second of all. That's why I would hate Joshua, right? Because Joshua had a white trainer, right? And a white promoter, right? So if I'm LDBC, if I'm a true LDBC guy, why am I tolerating JD's? That little nutty motherfucker. Why am I tolerating him? Hey, he white too. And he called himself the head trainer. Why ain't the black dude the head trainer? You see what I mean? No. So that's why it's not real, bro. The shit ain't real. The motherfuckers ain't real. It ain't real. They are following whoever they support. They're supporting anything that Wilder goes along with. They're not even having their own mindsets when it comes to Wilder. Wilder is the most protected, the most timid, the most sensitive subject when it comes to those platforms. And I'm wondering, like, why? Why is it? You motherfuckers, some of these guys tried to attempted to shut my channel down because of what I said about Deontay Wilder. The bad things, mind you, because you know everybody that follows this channel knows I just don't talk shit about Deontay Wilder. I encourage him as a fighter because anybody that steps into the ring should be respected. Counterpunch. But they don't give a shit about that. They just want to hear what you say bad about them because people thrive off negativity. And that's the truth of the matter, people. Simon Brady. Wilder legally deserves his rematch, but we can't ignore the second fight was a mismatch. Aside from the Wildettes, nobody is crying for the third fight. Absolutely. But I'll say this. If I'm Tyson Fury, and I don't know if he is aware. I know he's heard things. That's why he made a public record on what this has and, you know, what this, you know, what you guys think. And yeah, he did address it, right? The people that think he cheated. He did address it. And that's before Wilder has said anything to anybody about anything except for people that he wanted to spread propaganda. You directly tell someone else to directly say something to everyone else. Could have said that himself. But anyway, I digress on that one. But I don't think he really understands, like, to cover the masses of the people that speak against him. I think I would make it, if I'm Tyson Fury, I would make it an obligation to fight Deontay Wilder as fast as possible to shut everybody else up. Why? Because the first time, think about if that would have been Roy Jones Jr. and Roy Jones heard that he had something in his gloves. What do you think Roy would have done? Roy would have made that fight immediately. It didn't matter about stands. It didn't matter about people. It didn't matter about money. He would have made that fight as soon as possible. Think about what I'm saying. He would have made that fight as soon as possible. Think about Roy. Roy would have said, you know what? You think I'm cheating? I'm going to show you who is cheating. I'm going to cheat you in your face when I beat you again. You pick the time. You pick the place. I'm going to beat your ass because Pensacola in the house. And that's what he would have done. Right? Also think with the Wilder endless list of excuses, let's see. I think it does the sport of boxing no good at all. And I think the WBC should think about give him some kind of warning or more. Well, I mean, you here's the thing. You can't warn a man. You can't give a guy a warning about his opinion. You can't do that shit. That's the difference. Wilder thinks he was cheated. Wilder ain't by himself, people. See what people don't understand. This is a fair channel. This ain't just a Wilder bashing channel. This is shit that views things the way that they're supposed to be viewed, right? Who else said that same shit? Mike Tyson said he did it when Buster Douglas beat him. George Foreman said he did it. Okay, those guys were in denial. Lennox Lewis had denial when he was beat. He had an excuse. So, not as big Lennox Lewis, but George Foreman and Mike Tyson, they had a lot of excuses for when they lost their first professional fight. So that's not. So Deontay Wilder ain't in a league of his own with people that never use an excuse. Come on, we hear that shit all the time. My shoulder, I couldn't throw up punches. Come on, man. That's an excuse. You know what I mean? So that's all it is. He ain't by himself. Deontay Wilder felt he needed to be cheated, but if you really think deeper about that, honestly, I feel Wilder has to think that he was cheated. I think he has to believe that shit. Why? Because for him to admit mentally, this guy was the better guy, this guy beat me that night, this guy hurt me that night, this guy dropped me that night twice. If he admits that mentally, I think that would fuck him up mentally. Now, maybe or maybe not that happened, who knows? But I'm just saying, if you think about what I'm saying, I think that he has to think something wasn't right. He cheated me that night, and we're going to get it right. Bars, right? We're going to get it right the next time. That's what I believe. Yeah, suit to have it. Look, it was a lot of excuses. Fury lacks motivation to fight people he beat. Well, in that case, he's in trouble now, ain't he? He is in trouble. Kurt, yeah. Wilder needs to think he was cheated so he can have some confidence in the third fight. Think about it, man. I mean, I think he has to. And I think anybody, you have to think about it. Denial can be a powerful thing. It could be a very bad thing or it could be a very good thing. In his situation, it's like, look, this dude did not beat me. I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't give a fuck what people bring me. I don't care. He cheated me that night. Shut up. I don't care. He cheated me. Shut up. He cheated. Wilder probably said, if anybody come to tell me about anything otherwise, get him out of my face. Fire him. Mr. O'Connor, counterpunch to you, brother. Yeah, it's self-deception, but hey, Mario, according to 78 Sports TV, JD's supposed to still be in the camp. He's supposed to call the time when he's supposed to have been outside the ring, but at least he's not inside the ring. He's kind of looking from afar, maybe taking notes. That's pretty good. I'll try that next time. Right? So, ooh, wait a minute. Hold on. What do we hear now? AC. I like these type of questions. ACO10. If it's excuses, why Fury don't sue? Oh, it's getting hot in here. Keep your clothes on, right? I wondered that myself. AC 010. Because I mean, I question certain things. I don't dismiss something without thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? I think about it. I'm like, well, and I used to say that a lot, AC, believe it or not. I used to say, yo, you guys got to be careful talking all that shit, making all these narratives. Because if what you're doing is you're saying something, you better start saying allegedly, because the moment you say, I feel someone did something, that means, hey, that defamation of character shit is real. You better ask Floyd Mayweather. I did a Floyd Mayweather impersonation the other day, right? And it was Floyd talking about Manny, right? Then they were asking Floyd, like, okay, Floyd, do you think he was cheated? And Floyd was like, let me ask you something. What was Manny Pacquiao in 98, in 99, in 2000? Where was Manny Pacquiao then? Right? Come on, man. Where was he at then? It's some bullshit. He just gonna run through Cotto? He just gonna run through him? This bullshit. Sugar Shane can't knock down Cotto, but he can? Come on, man. He went from a size 7 to an 8 hat, a fitted hat, right? But there's more to that. There's more to that, because that was before. When that defamation of character, bow! Because Team Manning was like, okay. He went from that. Y'all know it's bullshit. Y'all know Poochie out. He taking them Pac-Man pallets. Poochie out. Floyd used to call Pacquiao Poochie out. Those guys have been talking about fighting for since late 2008, early 2009. That's when that fight was getting kind of starting. Someone just lit the stem of the idea of Pacquiao taking on Floyd Mayweather Jr. Okay. Now, when he said all that about Pacquiao, when Pacquiao knocked out Ricky Hatton, a guy it took him 10 rounds to knock out, he knocked him out in 2 or 3, right? Floyd Mayweather Sr. told his son, check Manny for drugs. So after that, Floyd was then, after that defamation of character, I never said he was taking anything. I never said that. You know what I mean? That's exactly what happened. He went from, y'all know this bullshit. Y'all know. You don't know. You ain't noticed his hair grew. His hair grew from a 7 to an 8 hat. He running through fighters. I'm moving up in weight, but I ain't knocking out no fuck. I ain't just not running through fucking fighters. Right? He went from that to, I never said he was taking anything. Yes, you did. Yes, you did, Floyd. Feed the bear. The other channels are very biased. When Fury beats Wilder, then there can be no more complaining from his fans, and we can see the biggest fight, Fury versus AJ. Yeah, I mean, we'll eventually see it. But it's like this. Look, people are pissed off right now, Feed the Bear. People are pissed off right now. I mean, that's it. People are mad. But Wilder deserves his shot. If he fucks it up, that's it. If it was that easy for Tyson Fury, he can do it again, right? He should have done that last year. That's the aggravating part. It's a waste of fucking time. That's pretty much then. And then they really bullshitted this fight. All of a sudden they're gonna have it. What's this? June? It's already the fucking 21st, people. So what does that mean? Huh? The 21st is damn near June. So the month after next, they're having a fucking fight. All of a sudden. Come on, man. Come on. Matthew, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I'd rather see Wilder versus White. I hope Fury vacates. Me too. I'd rather see Wilder versus White. That's the fight I want to see. I'm tired of seeing fucking Tyson Fury and Wilder. I'm tired of saying their names together. That's why Fury and Joshua was something different. But after a while, it'll get tiresome. You get tired of hearing them fucking guys. He cheated what boxers being 90 degrees? What boxers what? Talking about the gloves in the first fight? Okay. He cheated to do what? What did he have in his hands? Was the gloves tampered with, or was they just off his fucking wrist? You know what I mean? You mean he was off his wrist? What? He was just off his wrist? He had something in the gloves? Which one is it? Did he have something in the gloves, or the gloves wasn't on his wrist fully? What was he doing? I mean, one, Israel. I'm giving you the opportunity, like other people. See, if you come saying some opposite shit to another channel, they'll just fucking kick you out. I'm trying to make sense of what you're saying. Or and if you're just posting and you're just capping, okay, just say I'm just capping. Because, I want to think and I want to believe Fury cheated Wilder 2 fucking fights and nobody on Wilder's team could have caught this motherfucker. Just tell me that. Tell me Wilder has a fucked up corner, because that's what it means. That means the guys that he hired that's in charge or over him, right, can't do the fucking job. And let Tyson Fury cheat him twice. Not once. Because you fucked me over once, shame on you. You fucked me over twice, shame on me. So he was able to, 2 times, this motherfucker, you fought this fucking guy, in no time you brought up any type of glove situation or why the floppy glove. You dumb motherfuckers are that slow. This 2018, you that slow? Like, think about what I'm saying. You guys are that slow that you couldn't catch. Oh, why is his glove flipping like that? You didn't catch. So, I mean, that's what you going on? Something that didn't even happen? Did he beat the shit out of Wilder the first fight like that? No. And if anything, the gloves were too small in the second one. They were small, but you got a fucking guy with big ass hands. But Fury are using the Pathan gloves now. Now, if he went back to Everlast, okay, you guys got a point, because he did switch gloves. He went from Everlast to Pathan, then now back to Everlast. That's kind of mischief. Okay, I get your point. I hear people out. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, he's wearing Pathan. Okay, he's been wearing Pathan since. So you can't say, oh, well, he's never wore Pathans, right? He was wearing Pathans the other day. He was welling on it when AJ ripped into his fucking bunghole, right? On Twitter for fucking up this fight and lying to everybody. But he was wearing Pathans. So you can't say he never wears Pathans. You say no padding. No padding where? One Israel, no padding. Okay, be specific. Is it no padding in the first fight? Is that why it was flopping? Because if anything, the bitch was too big. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a big floppy ass glove. But I mean, honestly, we've seen that shit before. Ali flicking the jab. You flick the jab, especially boxes. And I could see the game plan was to keep him back with the jab, feint him, flick the jab, right? And then if you keep it a little bit off, you can flip it and kind of slap him with it, right? So you don't really ball your fist up whole. You just flop it out there. Obviously, the motherfucker was tight enough to stay on his hand, okay? Because if he'd have flopped and the shit would have fell off, he'd be like, what the fuck? The glove wasn't on his hand, right? And a ball and spikes and shit would have flew out. You'd be like, yo, Get this motherfucker out of here. Margarito. Oh, Olin, I'm getting him. I'm counterpunching. I know this pro AJ channel, but why do y'all think he just about to walk through Alexander Usyk? Who the fuck says that, Antonio? Who said that? Where have you been? You call, okay, this is a pro AJ channel. This is a pro boxing channel. I've been telling people about Usyk. People, please tell Antonio Giles or Gills. Please tell Mr. Antonio what I said about Usyk. Can someone tell him that, please? Don't let me say it. Please, somebody tell him what I said about Usyk. Please type on this and support. Tell him. Tell Antonio what I said about Usyk, especially towards the Anthony Joshua. See, you can't be on this channel and say shit like that and not know what I talk on this channel. You can't do that because I don't say that at all. You know what I'm saying? Please, somebody tell him. Somebody tell this guy. This is not what you think it is. This is not what you think it is. The only difference with AJ doesn't put himself in positions to sound like a dumbass. And when he does, he gets it too. Okay, that's all that matters. Kurzik said Usyk will cause an upset. Boom. Now, didn't I say that? Please, Antonio, look back at my other live streams. Look back at all these. And I said that 2 days ago. So you can't say this is a pro AJ channel. That's the AJ channel. Yeah, I talk about news about Anthony Joshua, Wilder, Usyk, Ruiz, Ortiz, right? Canelo, Smith, Plant, all the Callums, right? All of these motherfuckers. I don't really follow as much as like Teofimo like I want to, but they're not really. Him and they've changed dates, and I'm really frustrated with dates. That's why I just give you guys an update. Like Teofimo, I like Teofimo. I interviewed his dad, and it's like I do one every so often I haven't really forgot him, but it's not really big news right now. I'll cover the big news and then everything in between. Like the Ramirez Josh fight, right? So Josh and Jose are going to get it on. So that's what we're going to be talking about. That's why I didn't drop it yet, but it's coming soon after I get off the live stream. But yeah, I can't wait to see that fight, by the way. Just mind you, no, it's not what you think. Please don't think, oh, this is an AJ channel. AJ beats everybody. AJ is AJ. No. I'm not like the LGBC are, talking to Wilder. They don't make it. They like preaching ideas of political things, of power and promotion towards the guy that they support. They support Deontay Wilder, so their delusion of grandeur is Wilder is more marketable than any other fighter, which is far from the truth. Now, is he not marketable at all? No, that's not true. If that was not true, people wouldn't come here to see Wilder material. That means I wouldn't waste time on Wilder, would I? Wilder is a very high talked about topic, but why? Because he's talked and associated with other fighters back in the day since 2018 for the last 3 years. The marketing was great as far as on his standpoint. Okay, so no, he's marketable. You know what I mean? But I mean, he's getting known to say some crazy outlandish shit, which causes headlines, and I want to have a baby and all that, Okay, let's be real. What if Tyson Fury said, hello, guys, I just want you guys to know something. I want you guys to know something very important. I'm very included with my feminine side, and I would love to have a baby one day out of my bunghole. Think about that. What if Tyson Fury said that shit? What if Tyson Fury said something like that? Better yet, AJ. I would like to think. I would like to have a baby one day. I see my kid. I would like to know what mom feels. Fuck out of here, dude. No, I don't cover that though. I didn't cover that. I mean, because if you look at Wilder says shit like that, is it entertaining? Yeah, it's entertaining. But I don't really, the twerking shit was funny. I had to say something about the twerking, but him having a baby, I never reported that. Other channels did. I never did. I'm like, dude, I'm not wasting my time with that. It's like, what does that have to do with giving birth, being a male? What the fuck does that have to really do with boxing? Kaylin Simon. No, I'm good friends with sporting icons. We're cool. We're cool. Yeah. They never call that shit out. I mean, how can they? It's open time. They never did. No, I'm not going to cry when fucking Wilder wins. What are you, crazy? Why the fuck would I cry if Wilder wins? That means he gets off the redemption list. How long have you been here? Iron Throne bullies. You trying to be a bullies. It ain't going to work here. Not up in here. Right? And I told people, just said that shit. If Wilder beats Fury, he comes off and redeems himself, and he's off the redemption list. The infamous redemption list. Oh, you weren't around for that, huh? Okay. Well, I just reminded you. You are delusional. No excuses for a steroid cheater. Okay, who's the steroid cheater? I don't know. Antonio, Tyson wouldn't have to say that. We saw him kissing men. He was kissing men. Who was he kissing? I missed that. I'm sorry. But I don't know. I did that. Lee Wilder is gay. Here's the thing. Okay. What if Wilder was gay? And then what? Would that make him any less than a man? Be careful. Be careful. Does he say everything that is 100% masculine? Fuck no. But calling him gay, come on, man. Come on. That's too much. Oh, yeah, I know, right? Great question. Red or dead? Where is Big John Fury reporting missing 100? That's a good question. Where the hell is he? Where the hell is he? I ain't heard from him in a minute. Fury kissed the guy in the ring. Okay, but I mean, people kiss guys to intimidate them or anything like, come on. Come on, man. Let's be realistic. Come on. That's just capping. White versus Areola. I want to see that shit. That's a good move for White. Because White is putting his fist where his mouth is. Okay, he's also willing to walk instead of talk. So fair play to Dillian White, because see, Dillian White has said that I would have knocked out Chris Areola in 5. Right? Because Chris Areola's jive bars. But he's like, well, hey, let's set up a fight like that then. Because I'll show you what I can do instead of just talking. Because a lot of people talk about, I'll do this, like Javante Tank Davis. Well, I'll talk. I'll fuck this person up. I'll fuck that person up. But then you ain't fought no one. You fought a 38-year-old one-legged ass Cuban. And you fought a little ass Santa Cruz. Which you knocked the fuck out. You did. That was a massive knockout. But dude, you're supposed to knock out a guy that's coming from 126. Okay. Time for a joint. This is getting funny. Yeah, they're getting weird on here, dude. White versus Ruiz. Yeah, I don't think Ruiz wants that smoke. I don't think, honestly, that he's ready right now. The only honest Fury is Peter Fury. Damn. Hey, Steven, did you check out the bloopers on the members only? Some funny shit. I got some volumes. I got some of those, man, ready for you. So check those out. Airism. What's up, brother? Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool. It's a rainy, kind of muggy, gray day today. So if it's raining over in the UK, it's like that over this way. Bars. Oh, wow. Yeah, I support gay people, but not straight people mocking gay people. Well, that's true. That ain't cool. Wilder is a poor American bum boxer. Next fight, let's watch a big defeat and retire. Ian McLean, that's my thing. I don't want Wilder to retire. I thought this was the opportunity for him to get off the hierarchy and for him to do the things that he didn't do before he was there. Oh, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Kalen, hell yeah. I can't wait for Power Book 3, baby. I can't wait. I think I had a dream about that last night, like something another. Huh. Yeah, great series, man. Power's off the chain. Yo, it's raining in Honduras. Honduras. Yeah, it was raining all last night and stuff like that here. So it was pretty, it was pretty intense. So I heard. Deontay Wilder is retired. Check your Instagram, Kurt. Okay, I'm checking my Instagram, Troy. Hey guys, if you guys want Deontay Wilder retired, okay, let's see. All right, let's see here. Where the hell is he? Okay. So what am I looking at, Troy? What am I looking at? If Wilder beats Fury, will we at last get Wilder versus AJ? Tabula rasa. I don't know. I don't know if that'll happen or not. See, that's the tricky thing about wishing, and you know what I mean? Because you don't know what these guys are likely to do. I think if anything, I think Fury has to fight AJ if AJ beats Usyk. That's if he beats Usyk. Hey, AJ versus Joshua snooze fest. Fury will stop Usyk. I don't know. Because here's the thing. Hold on. Let me counterpunch you real quick there, big pimp. Hold on. TBE boxing. Now, let's talk. You say Fury will stop Usyk. Okay. How tall was Otto Vailene? 6'4", right? How tall is Alexander Usyk? 6'3"? Thought it was 6'4". He could be 6'3", though. I think he's 6'3". But he's not too much taller than Otto Vailene, is he? And Otto Vailene was a southpaw, wasn't he? Right? Is Otto Vailene a power puncher? Come on, man. He wailed on Dominic Breazeale for 12 rounds, and that motherfucker didn't go anywhere. He did the same thing with Fury, right? Fury was just more elusive because Fury's more of a supreme boxer than someone like Dominic Breazeale naturally. But what happened? Otto Vailene gave Usyk problems now, didn't he, TBE? Am I right or am I wrong? Lee Adams says AJ scared of Wilder. I don't know about that shit at all. Usyk is not 6'1". No. How tall is Alexander Usyk?
Alexander Usyk is 6 feet 3 inches tall.
So he's 6'3", like I thought, right? Now, Aldarum Romola Shobayo. Counterpunch to you, brother. Appreciate the love. Wilding is an actual heavyweight. Usyk's not. US Brit Gamers. What does that mean? Because Otto Vailene, you think Otto Vailene can punch harder than Usyk? Think about it. You mean to tell me if Otto Vailene can give Tyson Fury problems, you telling me that Usyk can't? No, he can. That would be a very interesting fight. I would love to see that. The problem is, it seems to me, AJ is always designed to line up with the toughest opposition. See, this is all I want to see. This is what I want to see to make the shit fair. I want to see Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder take on the last 5 people that Joshua took on. Or just pick 5 Joshua opponents for those guys to fight and see how they would go with them. See how they would go. Right? Damn, that's crazy. Klitschko coming back. Oh, if Klitschko comes back, dude, I'll look. That's gonna be crazy. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, I seen you, Troy. Yeah, I'll hit you back. You think Klitschko could beat George Foreman's record and become the champ at 45 if he came back? I'm not sure. It depends on who he fights. Because, I mean, if he fights Joshua again, you think he'll beat Joshua? You know what I mean? And if he does, like at this point, you know what I mean? Like 3-4 years later, I mean, it was a hell of a fight in 17, but it's 2021. You know what I mean? Now you think about what I'm saying, people. You think Klitschko? Yeah, I already got that one. All right. Wallin is taller than AJ. He is. How so? Come on now. How tall is Otto Wallin? Down. My fault, guys. They're not going to do that. Otto Wallin is 6'6". So what's Joshua, 6'6"? But Otto Wallin looks shorter against Tyson Fury, so he has 3 inches on him. So Fury's 6'9", Otto Wallin 6'6". So you think Otto Wallin being a shorter guy and able to do what he did with Tyson Fury, you think Usyk is too small of a guy? I don't think so. I mean, it says that he's 6. He says that he's 6'5". That's what he's billed as. But let's be real about build and how people. Who I got for the trilogy? I don't know. I think Wilder can take him out, but I think he's going to need more than one shot. I think he's going to need boxing ability. He's going to need workout output. If he gets a couple knockdowns, that would be great. But then again, what if Fury mauls him and shit? Because this is going to be a better fight, though. I think if Wilder loses, Wilder will make a better effort this time. Because it's not always you come back and win. It's just you come back and make a better effort. So at least you can be proud of your effort. Wilder can't even be proud of what he did. That's why he has to believe Tyson Fury fucking cheated him. If he didn't, think about it. Man, I got my ass beat by a pillow-punching ass, elusive Gypsy King motherfucker. Right? That talked a bunch of shit at me and then beat my ass. That's not good. That's not good, man. So, so he will make a better effort, if not win. But if he catches Fury with that right, and look, if he catches him and Fury falls a certain way, think about it, people. He falls a certain way, and they got a ref that waves shit off like a Chris Bird, like a Robert Bird. Robert Bird, he'll stop a fight. He'll see somebody go down. He'll see a fighter getting up. He'll push him down. No. That was too much. Okay, that's it. Kurt, you would feel comfortable taking a bet he didn't cheat. I bet he did. Well, here's the thing, AC. I don't bet nobody shit on anything, especially on two other fucking individuals. But I can tell you this though. The day Wilder comes and brings him to court, and I think that's what he should have done besides that other one. But whatever, because he got his spot, right? So if like I was told, people, AC010, right? I was told that he's going to take Fury to court after this fight anyway. That's what I was told. That ain't what I fucking heard. A good source told me that. So there you go. Kurt, while the heavyweights are criticizing, but when they have the chance to face, they start talking about money, aka Usyk. Usyk knows he's in a particular position. Usyk knows that he waited and he got backdoored. I think that's a little bitterness steps in, and he knows that these guys are getting top dollar to fight him now. So he also knows that Anthony Joshua was in talks of fighting Tyson Fury and was going to get a massive amount of money. So, you know, they know they are aware of other people's fight purses. They just do it. It's a common thing, you know, and then they look at Joshua like an ATM. He is like, if not the highest paid boxing star. Okay, so shit, he's going to want his just due. And then if he doesn't, they can strip him for the WBO. Then the undisputed wouldn't mean anything because it won't be an undisputed. Then Usyk would have to fight whoever for that belt when they strip Joshua from it. Fury subtract 20 million from 100 million. Duck. Hey, I mean, he could have done that, you know, but see, Fury, regardless if Wilder said that he asked for the 20 million or not, Fury said what he wasn't going to give him. Okay, that's the big thing. You know what I mean? So he said, I ain't giving you $20 million. Well, okay. But anyway, I mean, how hard or much do you want to fight Joshua? But yeah, man, that's pretty much that. The trilogy fight should go well. I hope the best for both fighters. I think Wilder, he's going to come in better shape this time. I think he's going to be more dangerous. I think that Tyson Fury is going to be aware of the right hand. You know, I think Deontay Wilder will have a better game plan this time. I think you will see Wilder will surprise a lot of people in this fight. I'm not giving you a prediction right now because I haven't really seen two guys train, but I can tell you this: Wilder's looking a lot different, and he's actually doing things that fighters do if they want to win, if they have something to prove. That's what he's showing us right now. You know, for what we could see from the cameras, because, you know what I mean, he might turn this shit off and only did one rep. But anyway, you know, this is what I'm saying. Let's see. Usyk wants the money. I can't fault him. He will fight pure professionals. I like AJ. Well, Usyk won't duck anybody. He just wants money. I mean, how many people have you seen Usyk duck? Manny, HGH, Peds, Pacroid. Hi. Oh, God. I hope Deontay Wilder improve. Me too. But despite his skill set, we could still see that he's improving his workout regimen. You know, just don't get too buff or nothing like that. Don't, you know, I mean, just be fit enough to have a conditioned enough to last 12 rounds, to throw hard punches, to add combinations to the repertoire, to, you know, he's learning those things. You see, Malik Scott is telling him the right things to do after you throw jabs, double jab, you know what I mean? Step to the right, avoid the counter. Okay, those type of things Wilder is using, and I've seen him when he was in the ring with Malik Scott. Those are things that he should be doing. I mean, he's naturally taller. Steven, he's naturally taller, not bigger, not naturally heavier. Look, Wilder is his weight is about 218 to 222. That's his sweet spot. TBLE boxing. Okay. Usyk is not strong enough at heavyweight, will not be able to take a real heavyweight punch. Okay, so Derek Chisora can't punch. Okay, fair enough. Fuck it, we'll see. Young Caesar, sup Kurt, counterpunch to you. Great show as always. Appreciate you, brother. Pete Geary, when WBC calls for mandatory, so White next stop, undisputed. Well, we will see, but that's up to Mauricio. But so, you know, Mauricio, he's not the most honest person himself. Okay. Boo, the trilogy fight, Battle of the Frauds. Yeah, boo. Wait, Chisora never got a clean shot on Usyk. I don't know about that. I think he caught Usyk a couple times. Yes, King Midas. White is due his shot. I just hope he uses it. Yeah, I know. He's now 231 pounds. Yeah. Saw a pro Wilder channel say Fury lost his belt for testosterone from a wild boar. I thought he just got fat. That's bullshit. I mean, it wasn't testosterone. It was nandrolone, which is another substance. But no, he got fat because he stopped training and doing anything else besides drinking and doing drugs and all types of other shit, and just stopped caring, you know. Wilder coming in the next fight juiced up with egg weights in both gloves and still gets knocked the fuck out. If that happens, that'll be some funny shit. Because see, somebody will catch that shit and then he will be bad off. Damn. Kurt, do you think Wilder has historic punching power? I think Wilder has surprising heavy punches for his size. And then the speed generates that too, on top of power. Speed is power, but if you have natural power, the way he's lean like he is, you know what I mean? He generates that power from here. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's a very, very strong puncher, you know. Because I mean, if he wasn't, he hit Fury and fucking Fury went down twice. Dominic Brazil, Luis Ortiz. Come on, man. The proof's in the pudding. Wilder has the knockout power. You can't take that away from that man. And I'd be damned. I try. I would be a hater then. No, he's not that hard. I don't want to get hit with him. I don't want to get hit by Wilder's punches. Talking that type shit. He can't hit that hard. Yeah, you tell that to the 5 motherfuckers I just mentioned. Luis Ortiz twice, Tyson Fury, Dominic Brazil. Right? You tell that to those fucking guys. Knockout was the best. Yeah, he knocked Dominic Brazil's out. Dominic Brazil's like this. Laying out. He's crucified, dude. He crucified Dominic Brazil when he hit him. Bitch! And then look, then turned and look, and then stepped and spent off. You see? You look, Wilder did this shit here. Wilder went, boom! That's some funny shit, man. Look, and he hit him and grooved with it and turned and twist. Bap! As Ortiz. Jesus, you know. Ahí se fue gano, pero pegarle muy duro. Entonces, de repente estoy en el piso. Oye, ¿qué va a pasar? In English, I was winning the fight, but I got hit with this powerful punch. All of a sudden, I woke up on the floor saying, "What's up?" That's what I said in Spanish. Well, in Cuban Spanish, sorry. Do you reckon are some future world champions come through in heavyweight? Kurt, who do you reckon are? Alexander Usyk. Yep. You know what I mean? I mean, that's that's what it is. You know what I mean? Wow, great Spanish. Well, yeah, well, yeah. Bienvenido. Hablo español, claro. You know? Ergovic. Okay. Um, in some time in the future, because I have a surprise for you guys. I have a big surprise for you guys. I'm going to Vegas and going to Vegas or LA, and I'm going to meet up next week with someone very special, and we're going to sit down. We're going to chat, right, one on one. You know, like fucking, you know, like Brian Gumble style and shit like that. You know what I mean? So it's going to be cool. AC 010. No. It's cool. I don't think you asked that already. No, I think they're just like the zone starting off, and they're sleepers. You better watch them. They're going to be like Amazon. Once upon a time, they weren't shit. Then all of a sudden, they're billionaires. You know, there's a reason. Triller's doing what they're doing. Yeah, I remember that fight, and they said, Kang or Chang. Yeah, he had like kidney failure or some shit like that. Yeah, I remember Reptile Lifestyle. If Wilder beats Fury, it's pantomime. Well, Wilder would be on top. Wilder, and see, here's the thing: Wilder would be taken off the redemption list. Wilder would then be. People will forget about the excuses. A lot of people will jump on Wilder's bandwagon at that point because then is pissed that he didn't. Fury decided not to give Wilder the fucking money. Instead, gets knocked out by Wilder. Right? And then people are going to say, "We love you, Wilder. You knocked out the Gypsy Dawsa." You know, and then Deontay Wilder will have a gang load of British fans just by that. And then he can holler, to this day, to this day, to this day, to this day, Wilder, born to be Wilder. Right? He will get some fans. He will get fans up the ass. Why? Because that's what he does. That's exactly what he does. So it is what it is. And I think that at the end of the day, people, Wilder and this fight, it's going to be a very, I'm going to love it. I'm going to love the build up because see, this is the things that we thought that we're going to we were going to miss. See, we thought you was going to miss all this, but no, that's going to be the things that we're going to get to see that we thought we were going to miss out on. Kurt, why does everyone say all Wilder has is his right hand? Like he hasn't worked for him. Like it hasn't worked for him 99. I mean, that's the thing that what they mean by that. That's the punch he catches you with. He just keeps throwing the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much it. That is pretty much it. Herv, they've planned it all along to boost the profile of the fight. Yeah. You know, I mean, shouts out to the person that said it. Thank you to you, brother. Appreciate the love. But yeah, that's right. I mean, what they did, they promoted that fight. They knew that was the secret thing. You know, that's why they were talking down to Eddie like they were. And I think Eddie should look, Eddie should be pissed off, resentment. He should feel resented. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I don't think Fury will lose. He has too much ring IQ. I think he will shock the world again. And I think he changed the game plan. Well, it's going to be a more tactical fight in spots. Because Wilder is a guy, I think he focuses on that one pivotal moment, that one knockout moment where he can catch you and end you. You know, and I think at the end of the day, I think what'll happen with think what happens with him, he learns jabs and shit like that. The scary thing is he doesn't want to get into a boxing match with Fury. He won't win. He won't win. Fury got mugged by a barrier. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Look, AJ did that though. I mean, he came with the because look, Fury and Tommy, those fucking guys, what are you guys, ex-gypsies? Because you got money? Because I didn't see that gypsy men, the attitude when that motherfucker got his ass shoved to the ground. That was some funny shit. He tried to jump over there and get to his son, and that dude fucking Supermaned his ass. It was sad. I know, but I mean, it happens. It happened. The last fight wasn't a boxing match. It was a brawl. Yeah, Tyson Fury it was a mauling. It wasn't even a brawling. It was a mauling. I think Wilder is going for a first round. Try not letting Fury light him up. If he knocks out Fury in one round, Fury will look dumb. Do you think Wilder and Fury are just avoiding Joshua? Well, I think they have to fight him at this point because if they don't, that means they don't want to make money. But I think it was a big conspiracy with Fury and Wilder. I think they all, because they both took hands in hands of saying, "Oh, chicken Joshua and chicken this," but they supposed to be like promoting themselves. But in essence, they were because they were promoting the idea of both of these guys hating Joshua. So they formed an alliance and fought each other to freeze Joshua out. So like, fine. You don't want to fuck with us? Fine. I got the belt, says Wilder. So I'll just fight Tyson Fury for it. We already fought for a draw. I'll beat him and knock him out this time. Then I'll give him another fight on the third time. So it might have always been a third fight in mind, regardless of Wilder won or not. He just ain't getting the lion's share of the money. That's the only fucking difference. Pacquiao versus Spence was announced. Okay. Really? Really? That I got to see. That I have to look up. But anyway, guys, this was a great live session. Stay tuned tomorrow for Josh Taylor versus Jose Ramirez. So I will be live doing that. You guys have been great. I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you, mate. Until then, everybody, you guys have been counterpunched. Have a great day and be safe. Peace. Peace.